I actually made a really stupid mistake in the end of the 90s in one operation where I was infiltrating this pub, and this pub was almost cartoon-like, the amount of gangsters that met there. It was just ludicrous.
Can you tell us what area of the world were you in?
It was a village called Whittick.
Oh, right, it's very specific.
In Leicestershire.
Very specific.
Yeah. And it was this village pub. It was ludicrous that people, you got big hitters from Leicester, Nottingham, and Derby meeting in this pub in this little village.
Was this where they did business?
Yeah, they did business, and they met there. There was a main target who was into antique burglaries and mass thefts of cars. So I was arranging to buy stolen cars and buying coke off him and things like that. But I made a really stupid mistake in that I made myself out to be a connoisseur of amphetamine. And I'm not at all. But it was something to talk about. And it was a big mistake because one day this guy came up to me and he said...
The same guy?
Hey, yeah, the main target for the whole operation. And he came to me.
I take it he was a small chap. No, he was a massive bloke, was he?
Well, he was a bit vicious because he would order his henchmen. In fact, that day when he came up to me, he just ordered his henchmen to beat someone to a pulp for a £10 debt. He was dragged out the pub and beaten.
£10.
£10, yeah. So he was a very unpleasant chap. And he came to me one day. He says, "Hey, you, I've got you a present." And he brought out this bag of it was paste. It was very pure amphetamine. And it was this sort of pink, toxic-looking goo in this plastic bag. And you could smell it. As soon as he took it out of his pocket, you could smell it. It smelt like the urine from a glue-sniffing cat. That really sort of... And if you've ever smelt strong amphetamine, you know what I'm talking about.
The urine from a glue-sniffing cat.
Yeah, that's the best way I can describe the smell.
Toxic stuff.
Toxic stuff, yeah. So he says, "There you go." And the trouble is, he picked up on a moment's reticence on my face, just a glimpse, and that's all it takes, and that's enough to get his suspicions going.
Yeah,
and I
particularly
knew,
in his business.
and I could see his expression suddenly shift.
But you could, as a connoisseur, you should have said, "That looks too pure to me. I don't want to touch it."
I didn't play it
out like that.
No.
It played out.
No.
You're an undercover cop.
He was suspicious of me instantly, so I knew the only way I was going to put that fire out was to enthusiastically scoop some amphetamine and have some.
Yeah.
So I put my little finger in, had a scoop, put it on my tongue, and he said, "You'll want more than that with your tolerance." I thought, shit. So I put my finger in and had some more and swallowed it, and I could almost feel the mouth ulcer forming from burning my tongue, and that sort of weird warm feeling in my belly. And within like half an hour, I was absolutely out of it and getting more out of it by the minute.
Were you still in the pub?
I was still in the pub, yeah. I escaped after about 20 minutes. I made my excuses that I couldn't rush straight away. So I met up with the handler. I was with a companion as well. I was working with someone else, but I met up with the handler and just took one look at me and I says, "Look, just let me tell you my notes." And so he made some notes because I couldn't write, couldn't hold a pen, and then I had to be like driven away. I couldn't drive my car, obviously.
Yeah.
I know enough about drugs that I knew I wasn't in danger of overdosing, but I knew enough I was probably going to be in for a very difficult time, and I was an extremely difficult time.
How difficult?
It was horrendous anxiety. It was really deeply unpleasant. It was way too big a dose for someone.
Do you think he'd done it on purpose? Who knows?
Who knows? I think to be honest, he was just pleased to be able to get to show off that he could get such a strong commodity. To be honest, it was a strut. Look at the gear I can get. But I couldn't sleep for 3 full nights. It lasted that long. It was horrendous. Mind you, my house has never been so tidy.